and many ways can push a vaccine hesitancy further. Moving on, after Congress Member of Parliament Rahul Gandhi slammed the centre over its decision to increase the gap between 2 Covishield doses, Union Health Minister Harshvardhan has now defended government stand, saying that the decision to increase the gap between administering 2 doses of Covishield has been taken in a transparent manner and based on a scientific data. Earlier, remember, Rahul Gandhi had said that the country needs quick and complete vaccination. Talking to social media site Twitter, the former Congress president is alleging that the government was trying to hide Prime Minister's false image. And a major shocking development coming in from Maharashtra. There's now a lens on the vaccination camp that was set up in an upscale Mumbai society after residents questioned the jab authenticity. 390 people took the vaccine, but not a single person got any side effect. Hospitals have even denied providing the vaccine for this housing society. Residents are now suspecting that they were given possibly fake COVID shots.
This is Mumbai's upscale Hiranandani Estate Society. On May 30th, 390 people living here were given Covishield shots inside the society premises. What happened next was baffling. None of the 390 people given the vaccine had any post-jab symptoms, like a mild fever or an ache in the hand. There were more surprises to come.
390 लोगों को वैक्सीनेशन दी गई थी उस दिन ऑन रिकॉर्ड और हमसे 1260 रुपया लिया गया है. हमें बोला गया था 1200 रुपया ये इसका वैक्सीनेशन का चार्ज है और 60 रुपीज़ GST है. वहाँ पे किसी को पिक्चर्स लेने नहीं दे रहे थे कि भाई आई एम वैक्सीनाइट. और तो जो वहाँ पे स्टाफ था वो भी बोल रहा था सेल्फी और हमारा भी फोटो आपको नहीं लेना है.
The people living in the high-end society grew more suspicious after nobody received the certificate issued by the government.
We are seeing after like the day of vaccine, no one is having any side effects, no one is having any terms of, like symptoms, nothing in that sorts. So in terms of that, then we started questioning, we started wondering what is going on. So after that, after inquiring, we got to know that no one was getting certificates also, which was supposed to be issued within the first 10-15 minutes of getting the vaccine.
After 10 days, they did get the certificates, but these had the names of different hospitals in Mumbai.
सर्टिफिकेट जो बाद में तो वो तो डिफरेंट नेस्को से आ रहे हैं, लाइफलाइन से आ रहे हैं, हमको आ रहे हैं, नानावटी से आ रहे हैं.
नेस्को तो BMC के अस्पताल.
वही जब नेस्को का सर्टिफिकेट आया तब यह सरप्राइज कि ये तो फ्री का और BMC का है, ये कैसे मैनेज हो रहा है. इट मींस इट्स अ वेरी बिग गेम कि ये सब वैक्सीनेशन तो मैनेज हुआ है पर सर्टिफिकेट भी मैनेज हो रहा है.
Then came another twist in the story. The hospitals, which included the city's top ones, denied to have given any vaccine doses to be administered to Hiranandani Estate Society members. Anxiety and anger has gripped the members. They are not even sure what vaccine was given to them.
300 people have taken this vaccine, maybe more than that. 390 people have taken the vaccine. Okay, so we want to know first the authenticity कि क्या गया है हमारे body में. The first and foremost. Second, we need the government intervention on this.
सर्टिफिकेट जो आते हैं जनरली गवर्नमेंट के सर्टिफिकेट जो आते हैं वो 15-20 मिनट में या विद इन 1-2 आवर्स आ ही जाते हैं, एट द मोस्ट 24 आवर्स. बट हम लोग को किसी को भी कोई भी सर्टिफिकेट नहीं आया. जो भी सर्टिफिकेट्स आए किसी को 1 हफ्ते के बाद, किसी को उसके बाद.
Mumbai police has now launched a probe into what happened in one of Mumbai's premium housing societies.
The society members are alleging that this is a huge vaccination scam in this whole matter. Meanwhile, the Mumbai police is saying that they are going to verify the facts in this case first. They are going to question the officials from the different hospitals as well as some of the society members. If there are any irregularities, they are going to take a strict action. With camera person Prashant Bhatt, this is Saurav Akhtania in Mumbai for India Today.
There's a huge issue currently playing out on the social media platform Twitter, and that's primarily to its own legal protection. There's a big setback to Twitter because it has lost its legal protective cover after it failed to comply with the new information technology norms. Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has hit out at the microblogging site, claiming it portrays itself as a flag bearer of free speech, but it deliberately chooses path of non-compliance. By not adhering to the laws, the social media site Twitter has lost its intermediary status, which means that if there's any charge against the microblogging site for alleged unlawful content, even by its subscribers, that it would be treated as a publisher, not as an intermediary, and will be liable possibly for punishment. Government sources have also added that it has received news report claiming that Twitter will announce the name of a new chief compliance officer soon, but till then, Twitter does remain exposed to the provisions of law with regard to its content. Meanwhile, now Twitter has become the first among the likes of Facebook, Google, Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, etc. to have lost that status. So what precisely is the status? Let me brief you now about what's been happening. Twitter has lost its immunity. Earlier that was enjoyed, the immunity which is from user content. So what you post, Twitter wouldn't have been liable earlier, and now it may be. There was only an obligation to take down the illegal content earlier with Twitter, but now it has the responsibility and also will be via provision of law that it can face. Earlier there was no legal protection, and that was from the content by the user. Now there's a civil and criminal liability for any illegal post or any malified post, fake news that was posted. Now it will be upon the Twitter itself. So let's get you more about what's been happening, because this is big. Millions of users use the Twitter and many other social media applications. National Affairs editor Rahul Srivastav is now reporting from Delhi on that. Rahul, how possibly is the government stating that that intermediary status is gone? That now, as per the law of the land, it can face serious issues and can also face a lot of problems with regard to existing even in the country. What exactly has happened, Rahul?
Pooja, for the viewers, I'll simplify a slightly complex issue. You see, when you have a vehicle, in the law of the land is that you need to wear a helmet. If you don't wear the helmet while you leave home driving your two-wheeler, by default you are a violator of the law. It's as simple as that. On February 25th, the government notified the social media intermediary rules. They had identified that anybody with over 50 lakh subscribers will be significant media intermediaries. For that, they had to comply with three conditions. One, that they have to appoint a nodal officer, grievance officer, and a compliance officer. All three have to be residents of India. And third, they have to have addresses in India. Most of the companies, after a little nudge, when the deadline expired on May 26th, they complied with all the conditions. Twitter didn't. After a little while and nudges and bit of to and fro between the government, they appointed a nodal officer and a grievance officer who was not an employee. The government said that no, the conditions are different. They had hired a lawyer in a law firm. Then they told the government, okay, we have put him on a contract. Now, despite reminders and a grace period given by the government, they have come out with a new clause. What Twitter is telling the government is that in consultation, on acting on an advice from a consultant, they will be appointing a compliance officer after they have a local office.
Okay.
That is why Ravi Shankar Prasad, in one very clear line today, through a series of tweets, has said, this is deliberate non-compliance. Means there are no more intermediaries. They will be exposed to all the laws of the land in case a post violates any of the laws in India.
Rahul Srivastav with all the latest, and this could be very big. Now, remember, Twitter has said they will be setting up a compliance officer very soon, but for now, the government says it is all set to lose its legal protection. Now, several journalists, Congress leader And social media site Twitter itself has now been booked over alleged fake claims about an attack on an elderly man over him being forced to chant Jai Shri Ram slogans. The case over promoting enmity has come after their Twitter handles posted unverified claims of a communal anger in the assault case. The cops later revealed that the attack was a result of personal rivalry over a business deal gone wrong, and there was no communal angle in the attack specifically. Those booked now include even Alt News founder Mohammed Zubair, Congress's Shama Mohammed and Salman Nizami, and apart from the social media site itself. They have been charged of promoting communal enmity, outraging religious feelings, criminal conspiracy and common intention. Now, this incident, remember, had sparked a political face-off after Congress leaders, including Rahul Gandhi, called it an assault in the name of Lord Ram. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, however, called it a deliberate bid to communalize the state of Uttar Pradesh.
What exactly was the case, and now how you are initiating the probe against a giant media platform like Twitter?
See, the message is clear. You cannot convert an event that is something into something which it is not. And you cannot use it to the purpose of disseminating communal hatred, mistrust, spreading violence, insightful situation you are creating. So these things are absolutely not allowed and are well covered by IPC and CRPC sections. We issued a statement of preliminary facts that we found out. Despite that, some people kept on indulging in such posting of such statements, and for that we have registered an FIR yesterday, in which 7 people have been named and 2 Twitter and Twitter India have been made a party to it. Our social media team is still actively searching for hosts who are still indulged or are still indulging in such activities. We'll take action against them also.
राहुल गांधी हो या समाजवादी पार्टी के, इन लोगों के अंदर होड़ है कि किस तरह से 2022 का जो चुनाव है यूपी का, उसकी चाबी सांप्रदायिकता के माध्यम से खोल दी जाए। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी और योगी जी की जो सरकार है उसका वो प्रतिबद्ध है कि 4.5 साल में कम्युनल या सांप्रदायिक माहौल होने नहीं दिया और ना होने देंगे।
So while, of course, many have decided to condemn the attack on an elderly man, but the motive that was being claimed and put forth, was it as now is being reported otherwise? Let's understand who all are being named in the FIR. First, we have Twitter Inc. is named in the FIR itself because, of course, now it is the social media giant facing law of the land. Mohammed Zubair is one of the co-founders of Alt News. They call themselves the fact checkers. However, this time it appears that their claim has been proven wrong. Rana Ayub, a very popular journalist, also deciding to immediately put the Jai Shri Ram connection, which has now been proven wrong. But also the online news portals, The Wire, Salman Nizami, the Congress leader, political leaders, another from Congress party, Shama Mohammed, and Sabah Naqvi, also a very senior and a veteran journalist. So they had mentioned the communal angle to the attack, which now it appears is having various versions of it, which are emerging from different sides.